Hello student, welcome back for the class of MBA Semester 1 Management Information System. Today is our lecture number 31, 32 and 33. The topic of our today's discussion is types of information system. So this part would come even in your unit number 1 as well as in unit number 4. Okay, so we are going to start the session by means of using the objective. So the primary objective of our today's session is help to understand the concept of types of information system. The earlier types that we will discuss, okay, in the unit number 1, okay, that are a simple type of information system which are being associated with the part of MIS. Here, depending on the nature of work whichever has been performed as per these systems, okay, we are going to analyze the different types of work environment and under which type of system would be more feasible to work, okay, and so as to perform the specific kind of task that we are going to discuss with these different types of systems. So the contents of our today's session are types of information system. The first type of information system that we are going to discuss, transaction processing system, means it is called as TPS. Some introductory part we will discuss. We will discuss the TPS example with the help of payroll system, TPS applications, objectives of TPS, types of TPS, types of transactions in TPS, TPS activities, what form of TPS architecture would be required in the organization, that would be discussed over here. The another type of system would be called as office automation system, okay, and various office automation tools that we are going to discuss today. So let us start with the discussion with types of information system. If you are familiar with the management functions of the organizations, okay, we will discuss about some triangular diagram with respect to, okay, the different types of information handling at various levels of the organization. Suppose this is a triangle, okay, this is a triangle, okay, and at various stages of levels of management we are using some different sort of information system. So we generally came to know about three levels of the organization. The first one is called as operational level, okay, means it is called as the low level of organization. The second level would be called as middle level, in general it is called as management level of the organization. And the third, that is called as strategic level, wherever we will take some strategic decisions, okay, by the top executives, okay. One another levels of the organization wherever we try to generate the knowledge database only, and that level of the organization would be assisted by various types of analysts in the organization. Primarily these type of level of organization, they try to generate the databases, they try to generate the lots of information whichever has been required by the middle level executives as well as the top level executives in these organizations. So there are different functions in the organization, say for example sales, marketing, finance, accounts, human resource, okay, different business functions are there, and accordingly, okay, then we would require some particular type of information system to perform some specific type of work in in this organizations. So you came to know in the at the shop floor level or operational level, we are using some particular type of information system that is called as transaction processing system. Now, what is the primary type of operations which can be performed through that TPS? A simple type of order tracking or order processing, even in case of manufacturing, machine control, plant scheduling, material movement and control. In case of finance, securities trading, cash management. In accounting, payroll management, accounts payable and account receivable. Similarly, in HR, we are just handling about the distribution of compensation, training and development, employee record keeping. These kind of simple transactions, say for example in HR we are talking about leave management. So that would comes under the uh, type of information processing system that is called as TPS. Okay, then at another level we are going further. That is called as knowledge level. Here these are called as knowledge work systems, which are being assisted primarily even with the help of our office automation system. In case of office automation system, we are dealing with some specific type of information processing system, either by means of using word processing, document imaging and electronic calendar. Some advanced form of information system could be get assisted by knowledge work systems. And that could wherever we are using for engineering workstations, maybe in some power plants, or even at different organizations, we do require some graphical workstations and managerial workstations are there. That level of organization that primarily deals with what information generation. So we came to know after TPS there will be OAS. After OAS there is KWS. KWS means knowledge work system. Okay, then prior to that there is another kind of system that is called as decision support system. Okay, and that decision support system will provide the decision support to the different levels of executives in the organization, so that wherever the work has been allocated according to, say for example, region wise sales analysis, that requires some more and more form of exhaustive work. Okay, so region wise sales analysis, production scheduling, cost analysis, pricing and profitability analysis, contrast and cost analysis or cost benefit analysis, that would be primarily the part of that decision making activity, wherever some executives of the organization, those are belonging to some middle level in this organization, they will primarily use that decision support system. In between in above that, there is a management information system. We were already discuss about the various types of things that are being associated with the management level organization, that may be related with sales management, inventory control, annual budgeting, capital investment analysis and relocation analysis. So different types of tasks which has been allocated and preparation of reports, that may be an integral part of that MIS, and we will even already discuss about the architecture of MIS also. In the top you will find out that there is a strategic level decision making activity which should be associated with the help of that executive information system, it is called as ESS. So we find out that ESS will be useful for long term planning and forecasting, long term operating plan, budget forecasting, profit planning and personnel planning. Wherever most of the decisions are being unstructured over here, because there will be a policy decisions are being associated over here. So most of the time the top executives, they are using their own intuition, knowledge base and prior experiences along with some facts and figures whichever has been provided from the middle level executives. So they do take the important decisions depending on various types of information which has been provided by these different types of systems in the organization. So that is about the types of information system and what kind of work that we are going to allocate these different types of information system. So let us have some another chart. Okay, we were already talking about the different types of information system. So at grassroots level that you came to know about TPS. TPS means transaction processing system. Okay, here we can differentiate the different types of information system, okay, by means of using the information inputs, processing information outputs. Okay, who will be the primary user of this information system, what kind of functions which has been performed, and the different examples which are being considered under these different types of information system. So particularly for TPS we do require routine transactions or events which can be recorded from time to time within an organization. Okay, there are some simple processing functions which can be performed using sorting, listing, merging and updating of data. Okay, detailed report, list and summaries that we are producing with the in case of output. Who will be the primary user? Okay, the primary user will be directly those people, those who are interacting with the customers, say for example customer care executives or any clerical staffs. Okay, those who are directly entering the data. So simple type of operation, personnel and supervisory operations that comes under this TPS. Processed this kind of information system that will just only record the transactions and process the transaction whichever from whichever event will occur in this organization. The best example for that TPS would be POS terminal. Okay, point of sales terminal would be there, even payroll data entry, even your ATM operations, that will be one of the best example. Office automation system that deals with documents as well as schedules. Okay, important processing functions which can be performed over here, document management and scheduling, document schedules and mails. Okay, so clerical staff will be appointed over here. Okay, and that will support daily kind of activities. Okay, or by means of using some groupware technologies. So nowadays we are using online chatbots, even groupware technologies, so as to communicate to many people at the same time. And best example would be word processing software, spreadsheet applications and using some simple form of databases. Another kind of system before that prior to that office automation system is KWS, knowledge work system. This kind of system that primarily works for using some design specification and generation of the knowledge base, whichever can be performed using some different kind of processing functions that is called as mathematical modeling and even in case of simulation. So simulation is a representation of reality, and wherever we are going to construct some prototypes, even in some cases, and that can be projected with the help of using some models, mathematical models and graphic, say for example engineering drawing. Okay, professional technical staffs are required over here. Okay, and wherever we can process the data with respect to creation of new knowledge base by the human experts. Okay, whichever has been required in the organization. Some specific type of example based which has been covered, credit card systems or credit card approval analysis which can be conducted using that KWS. So every customer could not be possible to get the credit cards, so credit cards would be allotted only to some specific required group of people, and there are some specific authorities whichever has been sanctioned that credit cards to them. Prior to that there is an MIS, and we were very much familiar with the MIS systems. So summary transactions, high volume data. Okay, simple kind of mathematical models. Okay, so these information inputs can be provided. Okay, maybe sometimes there will be routine form of report or simple models or low level of analysis which can be performed Even to certain extent we are performing some high level analysis also in this case. Okay, information output would be some exceptional reports or summary reports would be there. Okay, the primary users will be, middle managers would be there. Okay, so that will produce the reports summarized from TPS, even from OS also. Okay, report on total sales for each customer. Okay, so customer wise analysis or sales wise analysis, monthly analysis, region wise analysis, this can be performed in MIS. Okay, prior to that MIS there is called as DSS. Okay, decision support system, and that will provide the decision support to the different levels of the organization across the different levels of phases in the decision making activities. So sometimes there will be low volume or high volume database would be there. Okay, or that is called as massive database, that can be optimized for data analysis, analytical models using data analytical tools. So whatever that we will discuss in the last session about our some emerging models, wherever we are talking about some data mining tools. So right from that DSS, okay, we were started to make the use of that data mining tools in many of the cases. Okay, so interactive simulation analysis, with the help of data we will change the values of the variable and try to identify the different kind of analysis, some special kind of report, decision analysis, responses and queries. Okay, whatever form of queries are being supposed to be there, which can be answered with the help of that DSS. Some professional staffs and managers are required, those are being expertise in this particular field. Okay, whichever has been useful particularly to perform the work under that DSS. Okay, this will provide the access to the data and analytical tools. So some specific kind of data can be accessed by the users only, but DSS admin can provide the access to whichever has been the user and whichever has been the admin. So this will require some crucial form of analysis over here, some specific type of analysis which can be performed under that DSS, that is called as what if analysis. If the budgetary values has been changed, so they are going to identify the effect of certain variables, and what would be the sales, what would be the profit, okay, in near future, and lots of things can be anticipated with the help of that DSS. Finally, there is called as an ESS, executive support system, or executive information system, you know. So lots of aggregate data or external or internal data which can be provided as an input. So huge amount of data has been there, and this kind of data has not been easier to handle. Okay, but even that executive, topmost executive, those who are primarily users of this information system, so they will primarily looking for very summarized information using some, okay, graphical tools, simulation tool, or using some interactive tools, and that will generate some effective projections with the help of graph, chart, diagrams. Okay, using how many number of queries has been resolved. So some senior level managers or topmost executives, those are primary users of this information system. So basic functions which can be performed under the ESS would be present structured summarized information about these businesses functions to the executives, and the example would be, okay, status of production by the product, okay, or monthly analysis of the product, okay, how much has been sales in the last few months, okay, or quarterly analysis, or 6 month analysis, or 1 year analysis. So these kind of long term plans and policies which can be assessed with the help of these topmost executives under these different types of information system. So when we tries to distinguish about these different types of information system, primarily depending on the nature of work which has been performed in this organization, okay, different kind of task has been allocated to the different executives, and they are performing these activities. So this type of information system would vary from organizations to organizations, and depending on what kind of work has been performed under these organizations, that may be a matter of questions and discussion among the different executives in this organization. So let us try to discuss one by one the different types of information system. So in today's session we are going to discuss TPS and office automation system. The first kind of system that is called as transaction processing system. Okay, and in this kind of system primarily uses at shop floor level of the organizations. So this kind of system will handle only routine information, okay, which can be processed at time to time whenever customer came at the information desk can ask for anything. So whatever has been asked by the user, whatever has been required by the customer, all this data can be entered into this information system, and firms try to generate the database of the customers from time to time. Okay, a simple form of system that deals with that TPS related activities would be called as order entry program, or order processing will be one of the best example of the TPS. Okay, now why we are using the using that transaction processing system? Okay, what are the reasons? See, whichever number of customers, okay, or users that come across to the organizations, okay, that is quite necessary to record their data, classify their data, sorting, simple time of type of calculation, summarization, storage of data, and exhibiting some sort of results. That may be a simple kind of things that whichever has been associated with this transaction information processing system, because all these transactions are routine in nature. An operational executive just have to enter their data and record the data into this information processing system. Okay, now let us see some simple form of example with the help of that payroll information system, that has been associated with the HR department of the organization. This is the main system that is called as human resource system. Okay, under that system there is one module. Okay, that module will be associated with the employee data of the department. This is the that contains some employee data of the various departments of the organization. Okay, and that data may be associated with the payroll. Okay, so that every month we can prepare the salary sheet, and we can disburse the payment to these different executives working in the organization. So that database will cover the lots of information whichever has been associated with the employees. So that contains some data elements in payroll. Okay, master file of the employee, or individual file of the employee also. Okay, number of employees, name, we are assigning some number to that particular employee, or registration number, name of the employee, address, department in which the employee has been working, his age and marital status. All these things which has been associated with payroll information system, which can be recorded into the form of databases. Okay, so that human resource information system, wherever we are being primarily any individual users, okay, those who are applying for, suppose say, leave, even also leave management system. So they just can log in into the system and asking for the leave. Okay, by putting some online applications. So whatever data has been there, that data has been stored in some general ledger. Okay, that is called as general ledger payroll system. Okay, and after calculating the salary, okay, his income tax could be get deducted, and remaining net payable salary will be paid to the account of the employee. So in this way that payroll information system will work. Okay, similarly we will see some another diagram in case of payroll system. So we actually came to know that how does that we are going to generate the information report. Now this is the information report whichever has been presented, and how does the different types of databases which are associated with that payroll information system, that will be stored into the database. Okay, and that payroll information system will produce this kind of result. So okay, so that would that contains some particular type of employee number, employee name, gross pay. Okay, payroll sorry, federal tax would be there, state tax would be there, some associated tax, and total earnings or total salary would be calculated. Okay, and its final report will be prepared and disbursed into the employee's account, bank account. So in this way this payroll information system will work. So at every month we should have to prepare this salary report, and this is the routine transaction, okay, wherever we are going to perform. Now when we are talking about these TPS applications, we will find out that many applications are being associated with this TPS. Okay, you will see this the TPS applications figure, okay, in a detail. I am just explaining this different kind of TPS applications. So debt collection would be there, okay, debit card applications would be there, customer statement, credit card application processes, banking and treasury reconciliation processes, documentation management, account opening, okay, then amendments and audit check, general ledger entry, okay, account receivable, claim processing, okay, clearing and settlement, even check processing. These are all the examples, we will talking about the different kind of applications. So if you are conducting any debit card transaction, that may be also comes under the TPS transactions, okay. Credit card process would be there, okay. How to allocate the credit card, even account processing, account receivable, account payable, okay, even they loan processing activities, okay, which are also the example of that TPS, okay. So wherever we will find out, say for example, we will see in case of marketing, okay, major functions and major applications systems would be there. So sales management, sales promotion, marketing research, new product development, pricing, sales order information system, sales commissioning system, market research system, and warehousing. These basic applications would be primarily used in the TPS. Similarly, in other business functions, we are using different forms of transaction processing system, which can be primarily used by the user. So these are called as the TPS applications. Then objectives of TPS. So now for what purpose that we do require the TPS. So TPS requires some simple type of transaction related, processing related activities. So whatever data has been coming from through the customer and recording into this existing system, that data will be processed data generated by and about the transactions. So whatever transactions that has been recorded into this existing system, that data helps to process further. It tries to maintain the high degree of accuracy, because customers are directly comes in contact with the TPS persons, those who are handling this system. So they do require some accurate data. It ensures the data and information integrity and accuracy. So information handling at this level can be one of the very crucial activity, wherever huge amount of data can be entered through this TPS. Produce timely documents and reports, that may be possible. Increase the labor efficiency, okay, as we will replace the typewriter from computer. Similarly, this kind of information system will generate the different kind of reports as per the requirement of the user, okay. It helps to provide the increase and enhance services. If you want to improve the service quality, we need to use that TPS systems at the shop floor level of the organization. This will help to build and maintain the customer loyalty. Customers, those who are primarily believing in services, okay, whichever has been supposed to be there. So we need to improve our TPS systems, okay, and that will be helpful to achieve the competitive advantage to the firm. So every firm tries to continuously upgrade their services, and by means of using TPS, one can provide the best possible solutions to the um, customers. Then types of TPS, generally that we will see two types of TPS has been there. So online systems has been there, okay, and batch processing system has been there. Nowadays we are using internet based system. So in case of online TPS, okay, whatever transaction could be takes place, say for example any kind of single transaction could be takes place, that can be processed at a time, okay. So for example, an order arrives by a telephone call, okay, that may be the online transaction processing system. Okay, so whatever transactions could be takes places, okay, that can be processed as immediately using this online system. In case of batch processing system, okay, all these transactions are grouped together and then it should be processed further. Okay, for example, check processing system, all the checks, those who are coming for withdrawal, okay, are deposited in the bank, okay, finally it should be get cleared, okay, in the evening or from the treasury offices, okay, using some particular form of processing system, and all these checks can be processed in batches. So this is the batch processing system. So wherever we are using the TPS also, mainly two types of transactions are being performed in this TPS. So we are talking about the internal transactions. In the internal transactions which are taken within the company itself, say for example recruitment policy, promotional policy, production policy, to whom the company wants to promote in the next year, okay, or how many number of employees are being required, and how does their data has been stored, okay, that may be the matter of questions that comes under the internal transactions. Okay, so and that is associated with the internal working of the organization. Some types of data which are externally associated, okay, wherever, say for example total sales or purchase of the last month. So all such data that deals with some specific kind of transactions, say for example how many number of customers, okay, those who have been purchased that particular product. So okay, how many number of stakeholders that has been associated with that particular TPS. So that may be called as the external transactions, and that data can be stored into TPS even also. Say for example any vendors data, okay, material suppliers, okay, or stockist dealers data, okay, this type of information comes under external TPS. Now when we are talking about that TPS, okay, and what kind of activities whichever has been performed. So let us first of all see, okay, TPS has been very widely used in the organization because, okay, many of the users that primarily they will first comes under the contact with this TPS, and that provides the rapid response, okay, or immediate response to the user, provide consistency, okay, in a longer run, okay, provide reliability so that the data and information can be believable, okay, inflexibility, okay, there is no possibility that one can alter the data. So this kind of systems are inflexible, okay, but we can record the data and transactions at a time over here, so there is no possibility of alteration. Standardization processes are there because here we are using a very structured form of information system, so that we are providing some control access to the user, and these users only store only those data whichever has been important to them. Okay, we are performing some different kind of TPS activities, okay, and these activities are some basic activities particularly that is related with the data enter, okay, and its processing, and as well as generation of some low level reports. So wherever we are performing some activities with respect to data collection, okay, capturing of data as per whenever the transactions fulfilled, okay, data editing, okay, so basic kind of check, validity checks can be conducted, okay, completeness, to verify the completeness of the data, some data correction tools, okay, correcting some wrong data, data manipulation, calculation, summarization and processing of data, data storage, okay, some updatation of the transaction. Once the transaction could completed, okay, all this data can be stored into a database that is called as master database or master file. Document production and report creation of different types of reports, that these are the basic activities or functions which are being performed under the TPS, wherever TPS primarily enters the data and process the data, so that we can produce some reliable reports, and that report can be further utilized at the different levels of the organizations. So let us see the example of TPS architecture. So generally we will find out that there is a main databases has been there, Okay, this is called as a master database, wherever information, all these information has been stored. This is a TPS system whichever has been connected with some different client. So some client server operations are there. Okay, all these different users come across these different clients. Okay, they will process their data, they will enter their data, and all this data has been stored under the TPS. Okay, under some specific database. Okay, how does the TPS data will flow, okay, from one level to another level? Now see, these are the users. Okay, suppose they are asking for any kind of loan, or suppose they want to withdraw some amount from the bank. So they will make a request, transaction request, okay, through this transaction processing system. Okay, and that transaction request has been processed further using some database operations. Okay, that is called as database management system. Okay, there will be some different experts over here, those who can verify whichever has been the user, those who are either withdrawing or depositing that particular amount, okay, through that ATM, or any kind of transactions whichever has been complicated. So that that expert, whichever has been belonging to that DBMS, okay, they will tries to instruct through this transaction information process whether they will be able to withdraw the amount from the bank or not. Okay, and transactions result will be getting to the different that particular user. If there is sufficient balance has been stored in these their debit account, okay, so one then the user can withdraw their amount, okay, from this bank or ATM. Whenever we are talking about the TPS components, okay, TPS components means different kind of persons, those who are being associated with the TPS. Okay, so generally we came to know about there is a transaction manager, scheduling manager, and log managers would be there. Okay, so if any particular user, those who are looking for to withdraw the amount from the bank, okay, in that case, okay, they can make their processes through their ATM machines, even in going to the bank. Okay, and they can ask for the transaction request over there. Okay, that data, okay, whether they want to begin commit or they want to perform the operation, that primarily in the hands of that transactions manager. So transaction manager decide with which, okay, whether the user has been allowed to withdraw the amount or to deposit the amount. So he will be the final authority over here. Okay, and that data can be managed if any particular has been made a request. Okay, there will be called as the scheduling kind of activity. Okay, and scheduling manager would be there. Okay, locking some timestamp and rules. Okay, there are some fixed procedures has been there. Okay, under the TPS. Okay, if the user has been permitted by this information system or using the transactions manager, okay, all these users can be get their responses as per the schedules or as per the fitted program over there, and all these transactions can be recorded into the log records whenever the user has been logging into their account. Okay, whenever they open their accounts over there online, and all these transactions can be recorded, okay, through these log managers. Okay, even some particular form of operations, undo and redo operations has been there. Okay, that has been supported by this TPS components. So primarily three types of TPS components that we are using under this information system, and they will tries to provide the access to the user, either they want to withdraw the amount or deposit the amount, they want to conduct the transactions or not. Okay, so there are some authorities which can be fixed under these TPS. If the TPS will allow the user to make the use of this system, then and then only the user can access that particular data. The next kind of system would be called as office automation system. So nowadays we are already using this kind of information processing system even from your mobile phones also. So here we are dealing with about some different kind of softwares, okay, different kind of tools, okay, that will be assisted in office work. Okay, so that would covers under the electronic mail, say for example word processing, electronic filing, scheduling, calendaring. Okay, so different types of executives, those who are working in these organizations, wherever we try to provide some information support by means of using these word processing softwares. So all these activities, okay, which are being, whichever has been associated with, okay, to the office workers, that primarily deals with that office automation system. Even nowadays we may started to make the use of that personal computers, that, okay, and that may be assisted by some groupware applications. So in case of groupware application, different types of chatting softwares, okay, say for example Yahoo where started their groupware application. Even WhatsApp, okay, is a groupware applications wherever we can directly communicate to the many users, okay, at a time, okay, and provide the information support to the large number of users. This will save the huge amount of time to communicate with the employees within an organizations. It combines the word processing, telecommunication, and data processing to computerize the office information, draws on stored data. As a result of data processing comprise handling of correspondence, reports, and documents. So all these things are primarily the associated with the office related executives or any kind of office boy, office executives. Okay, they are simply preparing the letter, okay, connect, they are they are communicating with the targeted users. Even you are getting some direct mails from the organizations, okay, that is the part of that OAS. Okay, and we are performing some time to time correspondences, preparation of reports and documents, okay, file handling, uploading, sending, okay, sending some emails, okay, or other documents which are primarily associated with the office automation system. So even in case of office automation system, okay, that they will provide support to the general office work, okay, whichever has been required in offices, wherever handling and managing document, filing of the document, facilitating communication either by xeroxing or photocopying, even sending fax and letters which are being even bulk mail or mail merge related activities. These are primarily examples of OAS. So OAS has been largely used by the offices and the office executives. Even we are today we are using text and image processing system. Nowadays we are using WhatsApp and other different chatbot tools. Okay, so how does that text and image processing functions will work? Okay, that should be associated with the word processors to desktop publishing, okay, DTP related activities, enabling and creation of the professional document with graphics and other special layout features, okay, which are being primarily associated. So lots of backend services has been provided through these office executives, and whichever can be assisted through this TPS. So we will find out some major applications using spreadsheet application, presentation packages like PowerPoints, okay, personal database system, note taking system, okay, appointment booking system, notepad, card file. These are the part of that office automation system whichever has been primarily used by the users, and even the many of the corporate executives, okay, they would required to make the use of office automation system within their organization to so as to provide the best possible solution to the user. In addition to this OAS, we are using some communication system, okay, which can be directly connected with the computer. So we can transmit the messages, documents, email, teleconferencing, even your video conferencing, okay, which can be primarily the part of that office automation system. Now see the different kind of office automation tools whichever has been used in different organizations, and these different organizations would vary from their nature of work. So we will find out some sort of architecture over here, okay, and here you will find out some different kind of automation tools. So there will be electronic publishing system which can be associated with word processing, copying, electronic communication system using email, voicemail, okay, electronic collaboration system including teleconferencing and groupware technologies, okay, then image processing functions, okay, including some graphics and multimedia, and in general we will call as office management system. Scheduling and task manager would be there. So these are being very interconnected devices within an organizations, and we do want to structure our offices in such a way wherever we will save the time, money, and efforts of the office executives, so that they can communicate very appropriately to the user. Okay, so here you came to know about the different kind of inputs that we are providing, okay, in the form of documents, schedules, and data, which can be processed using the our office automation system. So primarily we are using your storing of data, merging of data, calculating, transporting, okay, even we can make some different kind of tables, diagrams, some pictures over here, okay, and we will try to send the messages to the user in the form of reports or schedules through this office automation system. So office automation system has been very wide applications across the industry, and whichever has been used almost in all types of government as well as corporate offices, okay, which can be assisted through these office automation tools. So nowadays many of these offices, they were quite computerized themselves, and they were even stored a huge amount of data. Say for example, your recent example would be a Setu kind of operation which ever has been performed by the my government, okay, under the Maharashtra government specifically. Even the government of India, they were incorporated NIC, National Informatics Center, that will be primarily assisted with these office automation tools. So that's all about our today's session. Thank you very much.